Welcome to SAP CPQ. I'm already logged in into a system as an account manager of Metal Industries, and I got a CPQ quote opened on my screen. Let's first have a quick overview of the general information on Quotation tab in the Quote Info section, like a market and currency chosen for this quote, like the all kind of days that could be manually set or predefined to today's date or in a date in future in accordance with quote's validity period. Let's then choose a payment term within available options, or we can define a logic of preselected values based on a specified conditions. Apart from that, we can also leave a comment on a quote's layout for our internal use that the customer won't get to see. As soon as we're done with general quote information, we should define a customer. To do that, we will click on Involved Parties, which brings us to this Quote tab. And here we can have a customer information from the customer master data system like CRM, or we can upload them directly into SAP CPQ, which is our case now. By clicking on Add Existing Business Partners, a pop-up table appears, where we select the partner function like sold to, billed to, and others, and choose among business partners that are listed here. With the Build to Partner saved, let's get back to Quotation tab to proceed with quote preparation flow. As soon as we get back to the Quote Info section, we should see a credit limit amount is updated for the customer we have selected. Now let's get down to the product selection part. In the Products from Warehouse section, you see characteristics of the product that has available options to choose from, like filters. Let's choose a steel grade and check availability of products with such steel grade. Now we will remove the filter and check all available products in all warehouses. SAP CPQ is able to do this kind of availability checks with the help of either integration flow to stock material master data system, or we could upload it again to SAP CPQ directly, where it could be stored, updated on a regular basis, and used for these purposes. I will choose some of the products from the list to be added to our quote. Pay attention to the prices in price per ton column that are now in dollars, but should be recalculated according to the market and currency that I am about to select. For my changes to take into effect, I will click on Reprice section. And get it back to the warehouse items to see that all my prices are changed correctly. In SAP CPQ, it is possible to store and use multiple price lists according to a market, country, currency, or other conditions. Otherwise, we could also use an exchange rate calculation or even combine both approaches. Now we're ready to add these items to a quote. Apart from market changing, you can also pay attention to the product section that now has all the products that we have selected in the Products from Warehouses section. Although SAP CPQ is more famous for its product configurator that could be used to add a product that is configured from scratch to find its details for future manufacturing purposes. To do that, we would click on Add Item and add a product from SAP CPQ product catalog. This is SAP CPQ product catalog with its categories and subcategories of the product. Let's choose the one that is called Hot Rolled Plates and click on Configure to start configuration. What you see here is a product configurator with product characteristics that are called attributes. First, we should define a manufacturer, a group of standards, and steel grade according to chosen standards. Choosing an edge type, we should go to the Chem tab, where my chemical composition is predefined by already chosen product and its attributes, although I'm still able to manually adjust here. However, if I change the steel grade, chemical composition will be changed accordingly. So let's get back to the General Attribute tab to see what else we can define with a configurator. We can choose a unit of measure and configuration type that would trigger a CPQ rule to display more attributes according to selected unit of measure and configuration type. For example, if we choose a specification, there will be 3 dimensions parameters displayed that we can manually enter. There will be hints added to every attribute for a business user to know exactly what are available ranges within previously selected attributes of the product. As you see, if something is entered wrong outside of defined ranges, there will be a message about it, where these dimensions of weight of the product is calculated automatically. Going further into quantity of the product, we should also define a unit of measure and enter quantity because they are marked with red asterisk, which means that these fields are mandatory. What else we define here is whether we want to cut our future hot roll plates by including an automatic metal cutting service. When a service is added, it immediately gives us information on its price according to previously defined dimensions. That is why by editing a dimension, a price for the cut will be changed accordingly. In order to proceed and get a total price per ton of this product with specified dimensions, we would have to determine a number of cuts. Okay, so we're done with that, and let's take off to the next tab that is called Mac. type, and impact test. Additional product details is used for additional product requirements for technical team to approve in case capability check is initiated. Transport tab is all about shipment possibilities. Let's say we need a shipment, and that triggers a CPQ rule to display other related shipment information like destination region and country that is mandatory to choose from, and mode of transport. By choosing region, we see that destination country attribute values have been narrowed to only those options that are located in the selected region, which in this case is Western Europe. If we choose a railway mode, we have to specify what railway loading station should be, and choosing a C mode of transport would give us an option of loading and destination seaports to pick from. Pay attention to the transport shipment information section appears with shipment summary including a shipment cost per ton. Same for road mode of transport type. Last configurator tab would be price details. Here we can see a table with all relatable pricing information in a form of a waterfall breakdown, including prices per ton and total for the product quantity weight. What you see on the right side is configuration summary with all of our products' characteristics and including costs of 2 services of shipment and cutting. We have quickly reviewed it and ready to add this product to the quote. Getting back to quote, we indeed see a product we configured in the product section under item number 4. If we scroll a bit to the right, we see all kind of price-related information of this item like the net and list price, discounts, and extended amount. Apart from a product that we've configured, there are also 2 separate line items of transportation and cutting services that we can expand or minimize. Let's say we want to add almost an exact same product to the quote with minor changes. We can do that by clicking on Menu, Copy, and confirm our choice. Since it is almost the exact product, let's open a configurator for this particular product and change standard and thickness, for example. And we see a message above saying that this choice is out of range and a customized configuration tab should be selected in order to proceed with dimensions that we've entered. Although we can notice another message now that says that a capability check is required for these customized dimensions, which means that we have to go to the additional product details to give more details on a non-standard characteristic that we want to produce, which have to be approved by a technical team as a part of SAP CPQ approval process. Once we're done with details, let's update quote for our product configuration info to be updated on the quote. When we're back to the quote, the first thing we see is a warning message about the initiation of an approval process that is called capability check due to customized characteristics of the product. Although there are more controlling processes could be triggered simultaneously, which could easily happen in real life. Let's change the quantity of the first line item to 40. And we'll see that there are 2 more warning messages appear. Since we've changed the quantity of the item, it naturally affected total price that, in our case, became more than the credit limit for this customer. To make sure of that, let's scroll into total section and see that the total price is higher than the credit limit available. To proceed with this quote to further statuses and eventually to a customer, we would have to do what the warning message says: reduce quote amount, set payment term to prepayment, or wait for the customer to decrease the limit. For this demo, we will choose second option and change payment term. Warning message down, 2 more to go. Next message says that there's something wrong with the quantity of the item 1. Actually, quantity we have defined is more than available quantity in the chosen warehouse. That's why we can't leave it like this and change quantity to any number which is less or equals available quantity. Now we see that the message about the quantity is also gone. What else we can do here is to adjust price by applying discounts. As you see, we can apply either percentage or amount and the other field will be calculated automatically. We can even adjust the net price. Let's do it for the transportation service. For a better decision-making on pricing adjustment and overall pricing analysis of the deal, SAP CPQ can do a summary of the total deal price as well as discount percentage and amount that is distributed per product type. And speaking of discounts, I, as an account manager, can't really apply any discount I want. So what if I try to apply a discount of 30%? I notice immediately that the number has turned to red and one more approval initiation would appear. Now, in order to proceed with my quote, I would have to get an approval on my exceeded discount, and I still have a capability check to pass. So let's do this. Before I would actually get an approval, I would have to request it. Click on the 3 dots action menu, choose Request Approval, and I will land on approval screen with information on violated approvals. From here, I can check the responsible approvers, add a comment or explanation on why exactly should my request be approved, and submit for approval. I will log in into the system as a tech approver, who is the responsible approver of capability check approval rule. As I'm logged in as a tech approver, I see a quote list filtered for the quotes that are waiting for my approval, and the quote status has changed accordingly. As soon as quote is opened, we see that the layout is changed a bit. Tech Approver doesn't need to see the price information, so it's hidden, and most of the fields on the quote look read-only due to the waiting for approval status. While the approval decision is not done yet, usually there shouldn't be any changes to that quote. One of the items require capability check, and to perform that, member of the tech team should take a closer look to a non-standard configuration applied to that product. Tech Approver would usually open the configurator and would take a look at the characteristics and attributes that were chosen to define if this product would pass the capability check or not. Once the approver is ready, one can return to a quote and choose between 2 options on that product. Will it be approved or rejected? And pay attention to the fact that this field is editable only for those items that has a customized configuration, and to be sure of that, we can see the text acceptance required in the capability check field. We will choose the option Submit from our side, this approval, and transfer it to the other approver. Now we should take care of the other approval rule regarding exceeded discount, and I will log in as a sales manager, account general manager of metal industries. We see a familiar screen with our quote still waiting for approval. And we'll click on this quote number to open a quote. And we see that the price information is back to the layout, since for this user type, it is more crucial to see it for better decision making. And from that point, we can finalize approvals of our quote. I'm back logging in as an account manager. That was my initial user type. And I see my quote ahead of a list with a status that is now approved. I should have one more quick look at my quote and see if I'm happy with the products, items, discounts, and prices. And when I'm ready, I can generate a document from this quote by clicking on Generate Documents action that is now available to me. I see a document generation screen with several templates that I'm available to choose from. So I will choose the metallurgy commercial proposal and I will customize it. By customizing, it means the selecting of multiple sections that are available to me. I can choose them, or I can replace it with some other section from my computer. Some of them are predefined, like commercial offer and title page, and some of them are not, like Appendix A. And I can also change the order of my sections. Apart from that, I can even decide if I want to print line items or not in this particular document. And from this screen, I will create a PDF. We should wait a bit for it to be generated. And from this screen, apart from downloading a document into my computer, I can also send it as an email attachment. I can write down an email of the recipient, or I can choose it from the business partner's perspective. I can also change the subject that is predefined here, or I can make my own predefined subject as well as the body text. I can decide if I want to include this document as an email attachment, and I can send an email from here. Okay, so the email has been sent. We can open an email and see that the document has been generated and attached to this email. I will open a document and see a commercial offer of 5 pages with a design that was made for this presentation that could be made up by your business needs. So we see here the cover letter that we have included into this document. That was an optional one to choose from. We see the information about the quote number, dates, bill to information, products, quantity, and prices. Products even have an information about its configuration and units of measure as well. It was optional, but we have decided to include a chemical composition as well into this document. So let's say we're happy with our document and want to go back to the quote. And from this status of document generated, we can, for example, place an order from this quote into other systems like ERP, or we can create a new version of this code that is called revision. Sometimes it comes in handy when there are negotiations with a customer and want to create something closer to the first commercial offer, but with some changes. If a customer wanted to change anything. So we have created a new version. From this new version, we can change quantity, net price, or anything basically that we will set up. Since this is a whole new version, we would have to pass the approval rules once again. Thank you for your attention. That was it. Hope you enjoyed.